Hello, I'm the Cartooner. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here, I allegedly make comics and talk about them. I'm kind of just diving back in. Like, I just kind of dove in when I came back last year, and then oopsie kind of burnt out again. Oopsie, despite appearances on this channel, I've done a bit of drawing. I have a little stack right here of stuff I've done. I want to go through some of my digital drawings and things I've taken pictures of. Once I finally actually start putting stuff out for people to read, other than the mini little one-page zine I made, The Battle for Bushka Bay, which you can download for free at the Ko-fi link somewhere, I think in the description probably. You can print it out. There's instructions for how to fold it on one of the pages. You can see it. Hopefully it makes sense. I made mistakes with that one, but it's fine. I have this one particular story in my head that I've been really trying to just sort out and figure out for a while now, and this very well might be the start to that. I might make some changes, we'll see, but this is a kind of, I just took a picture of this one. This is like a form of digital scan. I don't know. So it goes bump, bump, bump. And then you can see that I spilled ink over it because I'm an idiot. I remember doing this where I was holding the little inkwell thing and then I like kicked my hand or something and I like just went blip, and then you could see what happened. It's a disaster. The landlord comes over and talks to Eileen, and then and then she spits in his face, and then there's a joke about how the coffee is too expensive or something, and then she says this is robbery. And then but what's funny is that there's actual thieves there, and we'll get back to them soon. But the clerk gets scared and Eileen says something to them, and here's another little comic I made of my partner Molly and I. This is based on a true thing, and I should still put this out somewhere at some point. This is true. So she's sitting there, or we were sitting somewhere, and she said, you should make a comic. And I was like, what do you mean, like a comic strip? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, I mean, I don't know, what would it be about? And then it's about the two of us. Do you get it? It's hilarious. It's great. And then you see I have on the side there a little doodle of old Gary, Bob, and Jim. He's my my D&D character that I played. I did a campaign last year with this. I don't even remember if it was in 2023 or if it had fully been in 2022, but definitely 2022. And I actually have a sketchbook with a lot of stuff in there following that campaign that I want to talk about someday. But anyway, so there's a little doodle of him there. And then this is the follow-up to that last comic. I'm taking out a paper, thinking, but there's nothing in the thought bubble. Sharpening a pencil, still nothing. Sitting down to draw, still nothing. And then I go, are you just gonna stand there, or are you gonna help? And it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. Here's going back to the other story with Eileen. We have Sheriff Brian Wayne here. This old lady has a gun and she accidentally fires it, but it's okay. He's quick. He just ducks down. I like this page. I forgot I had done this. I should make sure to use this somewhere. I wonder what the old lady did to warrant being pulled over. I think this page turned out really well though. It looks great actually. This one I discovered, and I don't remember doing it. I don't know if there's any more context, like if there should have been a third panel. We'll look at it. Did I have something in mind, or was it like a couple buds having a good time? I don't know. If anyone from who I went to high school with, or oh my god, middle school with, is reading this or watching this, here's a Quarter Wars strip called Totally Safe, where one of the main characters, Dylan, hands me my little fat jowled face some sort of a buzzing device, and he says, here, hold this. And I say, is it safe? He goes, yeah, of course. And then the next panel, they're outside of what I'm assuming is St. Dick's, because I am so funny. And then I say, in Leet speak, I'm never trusting you again. Did you guys ever read Mega Tokyo by is it Fred Gallagher? Is that his name? I loved that in middle school. And then I read the first, was it like 6 issues? I think, whatever. Basically there's like an omnibus that I have somewhere too. Unfortunately not in here, so I can't grab it now. And I know I think it's still going today. And so when I had this character who was me as a robot, I made him speak like a robot in Leet speak, which is like numbers and letters and all that. So it's like algebra. Here's one that I don't believe I can show on YouTube fully, at least not uncensored. But I'm thinking about trying to figure out a way to put these up somewhere. I can show the uncensored version. Here is somebody reading The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, the American classic. Oh, and this is my friend Alan from high school, and he is rubbing his genitals on the book, and he says, "Ah, yeah," because he really likes The Great Gatsby. This was a series, and I'll tell you what, I did it in class because I thought The Great Gatsby was stupid and I didn't enjoy it, but I feel like I misunderstood it a little bit, but I'm not gonna admit that to anyone in person. So here's my friend Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. My friend Kevin is in a band. It's called Nevins. He says, ugh, because he's bored just like I was. I remember that. He gets an idea though. He looks around. He reaches into his pocket. You think, oh my god. Oh my god. Is he gonna do what Alan did? Nope. He pulls out a gun. He pulls it in. He puts it in his mouth and he pulls the trigger. Click. Tear rolls down his face and he screams "fuck" because he's so devastated that he has to keep reading The Great Gatsby and he couldn't kill himself. And then here I am. I determined that the you would think someone's down there stabbing him. Okay. This is a fun one. A full page, just trying to fill it full of something. Oh, this one's a recent one, actually. Did I just saw a video? I don't remember. Moving on. Another full page. These are fun to do, just filling it up with textures and patterns and whatever. This is another one that, not sure what came over me when I made it. There's a figure walking through the snow. You can kind of see there's a house in the background and there's some snow kind of piled up on the building or on the side there. And it looks like it's pretty high. It's covering some windows, but you know, they look like they could just be like basement windows. So, but maybe it's higher up. I don't know. He's carrying a shovel, and then the next panel, in some kind of warbly wobbly text, it says, "The world as you know it is gone." And you see it's this weird like goat cat thing. And in the next panel, another goat cat thing in like a Christmas sweater yells, "Steven!" And then there's what looks like to be like a super loud scream in the next panel. And I'm pretty sure it's Steven screaming, and I don't know why. But here's this. So enjoy this work of art. Here's another single page just idea that I apparently had. There's a city and something explodes, and then there's a panel with a bunch of different people. It's full of little cameos and stuff and little doodles. I think the 11th doctor. Oh yeah, there's the 11th doctor. I think my Quarter Wars characters are in there. There's probably some other people. And a big bit of building just crushes them all. Splat! And then in the crater presumably where the explosion was and where the piece of building fell from, is a guy it looks like he has like a dark mask and maybe some sort of like a cape on. And then there's some people running away and maybe a superhero, I don't know, some guy with some either goggles or glasses. I can't tell. And that went nowhere. This is a little 3-panel comic about a cat we were fostering for a little bit, who has now since found a very lovely home. But at the time he was with us, he had been abandoned, not like on purpose. I mean, his owner died, and so he had been kind of left alone. And some people were checking on him, but it wasn't often enough, and he kind of was getting stir crazy, and he started scratching his neck up pretty bad, and he had some other little small wounds and stuff. He was really stressed out. He was still kind of stressed out when he was here. And so in the first panel, you see Ozzy, and he's looking ahead, and there's a kind of a narration. All he does is scream and think about murder. The next panel introducing Oswald, the Possum Cobblepot, actual psychopath. Because he was a little crazy. He would kind of just charge our other cats who were nothing but nice to him, but he didn't like them. As you could see on the last panel with Watson, who says in his weird little fat face, "I wish he would leave." Well, he thinks it like Garfield. Anyway, in that second panel, yeah, you can see Ozzy's neck is kind of scratched up a bit, but these days he's fat and plump, living his best life, and couldn't be happier for him. Here's a great comic I drew on a piece of notebook paper. It's called Jesus Rap. You can see a figure with like a halo over his head, and he says, yo, my name is Jesus, and I stand on water. Back off, Satan, I'm so much hotter. Bitch, I can turn water to wine. Suck it, bitch, I'm the fruit of the vine." And then he drops the microphone, and he backs away like, boom, bitch. Great. Incredible. If you've ever messaged with me and I've said Dear Lord. I've probably written it D-E-E-R, Lord. And this drawing is literally the reason why. I drew this in high school and I thought it was funny. And so I've said Dear Lord, like dear, ever since. Here's Fat Daleks.
Why do I have a whisk? All I do is make cakes.
It's funny. And up in the corner there is Shunigatwa as the doctor, who, oh my god, have you seen The Church on Ruby Road or The Giggle? He's so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's so good. This is based on real events that happened in Grand Theft Auto Online a long time ago now. Back in the day when the game was fun and modders weren't all horrible assholes, you used to be able to find people who had like changed their character model into a monkey, and they would just be giving you money. And back in that time, in those days, I'd have hundreds of millions, not hundreds of millions, well, maybe at times I definitely had like tens of millions of dollars, and I felt I could just buy whatever I wanted. I had apartments and cars and so rich. Oh yeah, and you see in the background there's a flying school bus, and you can kind of tell that it's shooting fireworks out the front of it too. Man, those were the days. Here's a drawing of Eileen Morgan. She's a little worse for wear, been shot in the gut, and it looks like a slice on her arm and a slice on her face and some bruising. But you know, here she is. She's still fighting. She's like, what? Come on, bitch. Let's keep going. I can do this all day, bitch. Here's another Eileen. She's got a joint in her mouth and she's in shadow. This is a good drawing. I like this one. It needs more atmosphere in the rest of the room and the rest of the paper instead of just being in the empty void. But otherwise, it's great. Big fan. Here's Brian Wayne dressed up in a monkey costume. And he says, why am I wearing what? Meanwhile, the rabbit raptor's hunched over, skulking around, claws out and whatever. There's a house at the very top of a mountain, above the clouds, a nice little fireplace inside, and a lady's zipping her little jacket up or something, puts her goggles on, walks to the door, opens it, and jumps out and just plummets and just smashes and bounces down the hill. And then at the bottom, one person says, oh dear, Gladys forgot a parachute. The other person says, not another one. Oh, here's one that I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to show on YouTube or not, but I'd really like this to be the cover for the first issue. It's a drawing of Eileen lit from kind of below. I like it actually. I haven't seen this in a while. It looks great. Well, anyway, I don't know. There's more here. And maybe I'll put there's actually quite a few drawings in here, and a lot. I'm skipping over a fair bit, and so maybe I'll put up this sketchbook somewhere at some point for people to see. We'll see about that. Anyway, I just thought I'd just jump right into start making stuff again, and then somehow record it for 40 minutes. If you've made it this far in the video, then I guess maybe now's the time to explain kind of what I'm doing in the future. My idea is basically just to work on a video until I'm done with it. I seemingly cannot work like a good YouTuber and try to do things on any sort of a consistent basis without like just crumbling under my self-imposed pressure. So I'm just not gonna do it. I don't know if you've ever seen videos on YouTube of like game devs doing like indie game devlogs. That's kind of how I want to do things from now on as far as how I'm documenting stuff. It's just kind of like I've been taking notes on what I've been doing and trying to keep track of things, and which I haven't done today or yesterday. So I'm not doing necessarily a great job, but I'm generally keeping track and generally making forward progress on different stories and stuff, and so as long as I'm doing that, might as well start doing this again, start talking about it some more. My goal is just 2 videos a month, and those will probably, I would imagine that would come out to be about like every other week. I'm not sure, but honestly, I'm not that worried about it. I just want to enjoy things again. And not just get myself super stressed out over nothing. So if you've enjoyed this, feel free to leave a like or comment, or maybe subscribe if you really want to see more. That's it. Happy New Year. Bye.